everybody talks about an obesity epidemic, but there's something much scarier happening, which we're raising a generation of kids that just don't know how to be
Problems with
outdoors.
chronic disease, between arthritis, diabetes, stroke, heart disease, those are going to continue to get
Among
worse.
the various populations, but mostly the most vulnerable population, which is our African American community and our Latino community, we're looking at some very scary statistics.
1 out of every 2 children in the U46 school district, which is the second largest school district in the state of Illinois, is either overweight,
Changing the culture
obese, or at risk
of any community is an overwhelming undertaking. Is it winnable? Absolutely.
This is a war that has to be fought on all fronts. That has to involve businesses, it has to involve educators, it has to involve faith leaders.
So part of the solution has to be not only
encouraging
encouraging an individual to eat more fruits and vegetables, but looking at the structure, the systems in that neighborhood, and working around policy development to create the environment.
What I believe the Pioneering Healthy Communities most can do is get us to shift focus back to the big vision of what our communities could look like 10 and 20 years down the road. And I think that's the first step.
We cannot solve our nation's healthcare issues by simply treating disease after the fact. We have to move to prevention, and that is the YMCA's sweet spot, and that is the sweet spot of all of the organizations who have joined together to come to this conference and begin to develop plans for their communities.
I think Pioneering Healthier Communities is one of the most hopeful movements in the country right now. It's one of the best stories in America, is what's actually happening through this. And the reason, first of all, is it's changing the conversation around health.
Here we have a group of 100 different organizations that are coming together with a common goal, which is to improve the health and well-being of this region. And what I get excited about when I think about Healthy Silicon Valley is that a lot of times these great ideas are going to actually percolate right out of here, and they're going to spread throughout the country.
I think one of the most exciting things about being part of Healthy Silicon Valley is the collaborative partners. You're having some of the brightest minds in the area of health coming together and saying, let's ask the very critical questions on how to make broader impact change. Can we lead through the state? Can we lead through the nation? What types of things can we start to develop in these relationships to be able to make some very impactful changes in our community that must happen?
Pioneering Healthier Communities isn't just a project or a program or an initiative. It really is a social movement. And it's a movement because of the unique way the Y is approaching it, which is to be a catalyst, to be a convener, to bring people to the table, and then continually push the chair back so that there's room for others to join.
Duluth has so many great ideas about how to make this a really healthy place, and a healthy place in every aspect of the word.
Programs can come and go, and they can help change a specific behavior for a period of time, but policy change, infrastructure change, that can change a culture for a long time.
The pot of gold at the end of the rainbow is healthier residents. That means a healthy culture so that our residents can live healthy lifestyles easily. You know, one of the reasons that I really believe so strongly that our community transportation system needs to be transformed is because of the enormous impact it has on the everyday life of nearly every resident.
The environment around us, our roads, our sidewalks, the way buildings are designed, have a great impact on health and on community health. And so for us, really working to improve the built environment, to create an environment where people have opportunities to be physically active.
Our challenge here is that we're really having to redesign the built environment. If it was designed for people in the first place, the world wouldn't look like it does.
Is we're looking at some of our toughest roads, ones where the traffic makes things really unsafe, like 6th Avenue East, and going, you know, we could rethink this street and come up with something that's pleasant and safe and moves traffic, but also moves pedestrians and, you know, connects the residents instead of divides them.
6th Avenue in particular is a road that divides neighborhoods, and it's a road that's a little scary to cross if you're in a wheelchair or if you're a child or even if you're a healthy adult.
One thing is to find a way to slow the cars down, to separate the cars from pedestrians just a little bit. It doesn't have to be gigantic, but just, if cars going 5 miles an hour slower, pedestrians have some landscaping to sort of protect them from the elements and the cars.
For me, having a balanced, safe transportation system is a right. It's not something that a citizen has to earn.
The park that we're in today was built with that understanding and that desire to get people outdoors more, get them moving and make them more active to help strengthen their bodies.
One of our grander dreams is that there will be a walkable passageway that joins the financial district to the academic district. So we're very excited that we have progress in the areas of urban green space and walkability.
Well, the built environment is hugely important, I think, in supporting and even motivating physical activity.
If we can change the situation in which people make choices, then the healthier choice can become the easier choice. And that's our purpose in pioneering healthier communities and the Health Action Partnership, is to make sure that we can change policies and create environments where people can make those healthy choices.
We're really looking at school lunches. How can we introduce more fruits and vegetables that kids will eat? And we have a couple pilot schools in Elgin that have really taken that to the next level. They have demonstrable results.
Kids weren't getting enough fresh fruits and vegetables. Well, what could we do? So we introduced an extra serving of fresh fruits and vegetables each day for the kids. At first we thought, I don't know, will this even go? As it went on, the kids looked forward to what fruit or vegetable will we be getting today on our break time. We know that we can't be all things to all people, but we were able to do a good job focusing on a very controlled group, which are the children and families of Highland Elementary School.
Well, welcome to Jones Valley Urban Farm. My name is Bree, so if y'all have any questions today, you let me know, okay? How many of you have been to this farm before? Awesome.
There's no reason why everyone can't grow their own tomatoes. There's no reason why certain green leafy vegetables can't be grown in a community, but people have lost that skill. And part of the Food Desert program is not only to have healthy food that's grown locally by farmers and other individuals, but to teach people the skills of being able to grow those type foods themselves.
When our farmers cut the arugula, they usually use scissors, but what we're going to do is we're just going to pick a few leaves off to use today.
So by improving the access of the residents of these food deserts to healthy foods via grocery stores, via farmers markets, via food purchasing cooperatives, you provide those families the support and access they need to give their family a healthy meal. So instead of going to the local fast food restaurant and buying kids' meals and combo meals that are calorie dense but nutrient poor, they're able to spend less money to buy more, better food and provide for their families.
I accept the challenge to be a healthy community and will do all I can as part of the strategic plan for a better community. It will add an element called, community wellness.
This is a difficult financial time. And so our first impulse is to push things like physical activity and nutrition reform to the back of the line. But these are dollars that can be spent now to save us far more later.
I think we've taken a broad approach to the idea of making sure that kids understand what it means to be healthy, not only physically, but also emotionally, spiritually, and it has become part of our learning community.
Down one. Down two.
What makes kids do well, perform well, have less anxiety, feel better about themselves, give them high self-esteem, it all points to the same thing. If they feel good, if they are active, then they're less likely to be ill, they're more likely to be in attendance at school.
We're trying to take advantage of the natural opportunities that we have from where we are in the country, trying to make sure that particularly our children are the ones that are benefiting. They're staying active, they're going out, and instead of playing video games at home, go outside and play, ride your bike, go to the soccer field, play soccer, play baseball, do something, be active. But to change that as a lifestyle change, not merely let's do it today and forget about it.
There's a city charter high school a few blocks away. They're on the 9th floor of a taller building, no green space, no place for physical activity, no place for exercise. We provide their physical education and health for their 9th through 12th graders.
City High Triathlon, they actually will swim, bike, and run. They'll swim a length of the pool, and they actually have to kick a length of the pool. Then they're gonna bike 3 miles, and they're also gonna run a mile. So we try to make it challenging, but not too challenging to scare the kids off, because a lot of them don't know what a triathlon is.
If you think about a triathlon, those are 3 lifelong exercises. And that's something that we're constantly pushing here and talking about with the kids.
By coming here, they actually are gaining a whole new experience and a love for physical activity that they can take with them for a lifetime.
You did it, my man. All right.
Well, our vision in Pomeroy is to create healthy, lifelong lifestyles and healthy habits in our children. And, that starts with the wise core values of being honest, and not only honest with other human beings and students, but honest with your body and being caring with your body and also respectful and responsible.
We need to make a difference. Let's kind of make sure that the health disparity is leveled. Let's make sure that we get the education and the resources out there. Let's work with those community partners like the Y, who are just so able to staff and to make programs that really can impact kids' health. And let's work with the school where the parents and the children and the leaders at that school really want to have things going forward.
Changing the culture of any community is an overwhelming undertaking. Is it winnable? Absolutely.
Because of the mission, though, spirit, mind, body, the Y brings a particular character, if you will, an acknowledgement of the invisible, an acknowledgement of what really motivates the human being, an acknowledgement that each of us has a unique purpose to fulfill, and that perhaps our life is to help discover what that is.
Everybody wants to be able to say that, we actually did something. We can actually look back and not just talk about it. We can actually show you the results of all the work and all the sitting around in meetings, but here we are executing, here we are implementing, and here we are changing lives.